Wrong button. Hey, how's it going, everybody? I'm Phlinger Phoo, and I was thinking that, with the announcement of Ark Survival Ascended, and with them moving forward with most of their ability to develop and constantly maintain the certain games, I'm hoping that in their adding to bits of Ark Survival Evolved going into Ark Survival Ascended, and then also looking forward to Ark 2, I'm thinking that now is really the opportunity for the fans, for the players, for everybody to kind of speak out a little bit and say, hey, you know what? These things, they were around in the original Ark Survival Evolved. They kind of went by the wayside. They got skipped over quite a bit in development. Yeah, they did get, a little bit of TLC, a little bit of tender loving care, but not really. And I plan on covering several different dinos. And today, the one I want to talk about is the Sabertooth. These guys right here, they're amazing. Well, they could be amazing. They're really, they could be giants. They could be contenders, but they always kind of fall short a little bit. And I'm thinking that, honestly, these guys, they could be so much more of a formidable force. Because right now, what are they? They're a hairy meatbag that you find out in the wild that once in a while you can tame them and they'll get you somewhere, but they're thrown by the wayside rather quickly. Now, hear me out here. I think they could absolutely improve on these guys quite a bit, especially now that they're going forward with Ark Survival Ascended and then also Ark 2. They could make the Sabertooth Tiger so much better than they are, just more. All right, and the first thing I want to discuss right now is probably the least one that I actually have in mind. And everybody knows that if you want to harvest hide with a Sabertooth Tiger, or if you want to harvest hide and you're lower level, what do? You get a Sabertooth. Sabertooth is one of the best things that harvests hide. Look at that. Just out of a little Lystrosaurus, these guys get a whole bunch, but they're also completely overshadowed when it comes to things like Therazinos. But then again, rightly so. Therazinosauruses, they do have their place, and their place is to kind of put the lower level stuff out of business. I don't want to cut into that, but what I think that they should do with the hide that you gather inside a Sabertooth, I think it should stack higher. I think it should go up to like stacks of 1,000, stacks of 2,000. Just don't. Stacks of much higher stuff. And dude, I was recording a video and then this guy stole my spyglass. Really? All right. I think it should go up to stacks of, say, like 1,000, which would bring it up to 10-pound stacks. Also give them massive weight reduction on the hide that you get from that. That way there, bring it down to like, half the weight that it takes for it. Or, 75%. That way there, it gives the Sabertooth a real good purpose going forward. Now, that right there, that's the utility part of this video. The rest of it is going to be just kind of wishful thinking. Now, I've been looking at a bunch of the different dinosaurs that they've been adding to the game, or different mounts they've been adding to the game when it comes around to a bunch of the newer stuff. And honestly, I think that if they can add it to these guys, why not add it to, face it, felines or cats or saber-toothed tigers are apex predators. Why not make them an apex predator? All right, and this is the second one that we're going to be talking about. Why not give them the stealth ability that Shadowmanes have? Shadowmanes, they have already got the teleport ability. They've already got the super aggressive stuff. They've already got a whole bunch of other stuff. The armor that's the saddle. Let them keep that. But, honestly, tigers, they're the masters of camouflage. Why not give them the ability to stealth? Or just give them a modified version of the camouflage ability like rock drakes and Shadowmanes get. I think that could be absolutely cool if you gave that to Sabertooths. And honestly, I think it would make them much more formidable out in the wild and would give people another huge reason to tame them. That way got the hide, and they've also got the stealth ability. Now that brings me into the next one, the third one. All right, much like the Thyla, the Sabertooth, it doesn't have a right-click attack. Neither does the Thyla, and honestly, I think that's kind of, both, I think it's kind of missing out a little bit on the Thyla and also on the Sabertooth, but right now we're talking about the Sabertooth, so we'll get to you in another video, Macchiato. It's fine, but honestly, I think that the regular left-click attack should be their bite attack. I think it should be that, and then the claw should be on a right-click attack. That's what you use to harvest things, to gather the massive amounts of hide, which would allow you to bypass gathering hardly any meat. Reduce the amount of meat that you get off the right-click harvest attack all the way down to probably, I want to say about 10% of the amount of meat that they get now. So on a right-click attack, they'd get very, very little meat. But on a bite attack, they'd get the regular amount of meat versus hide ratio they get now. But if you use the right-click attack to swipe, which would also be able to hit aerial predators, because that's another thing that the Sabertooth is fighting on, they're having a hard time fighting, is like things like Argents and stuff like that up in the mountains, is give the right-click claw attack the ability to swipe things in the air, and then also if you harvest with it, it gets just massive amounts of hide for you. It would make gathering hide on those guys so much more beneficial, and honestly, I think it would add a lot of functionality to those guys. And also, another thing I think they should do, they should give them the ability to pounce on things, much like the Fluffy Raptor has. Because face it, tigers in the wild, that in real life, that's how they take down their prey, is they pounce on them, they hold them down, they bite the back of their neck, and then they make them dead. Honestly, I think that kind of pounce attack, or a more, well, honestly, the type of pounce attack that the Fluffy Raptor has, I think is a little bit more appropriate than, say, like the Thyla pounce attack. I think the Thyla pounce attack is really, really good, you know, pulling down other stuff. I don't think Sabertooth should have that. I think they should actually be able to grab a hold of things and then just bite them while they're on there, or just hold on, and then the longer they latch on, the more damage they do based on how long they can latch on. I think that would be really cool. So say if they're latched on for a second and so you're able to knock them off, they're not going to do a lot of damage. But if they're latched on for each second they're latched on, and make them deal more and more damage, I think that could be very cool and very unique. Hello. No, you stay away from me. I think that could be very cool and very unique functionality for the Sabertooth. As we're busy, Pete, I figured I could also entertain you here a little bit with the Microraptors. That was intended. Really, it was. Yeah, I think that having them being able to latch on, and then the longer they're able to latch on, the more dot damage they're able to do. So they say if they're latched on for 10 seconds on a Triceratops, they're able to take them down completely. From nothing to all the way dead. But say if they're latched onto something like a Rex or a Bronto, make it do a percentage. I don't think they should be able to take down an entire Bronto just by latching onto it for 10 seconds. But make them do, you know, quite a substantial amount of damage to the amount of, based on how long they can latch on. I think that could be an amazing functionality. All right. Now for the last thing, other than keeping their current abilities that they currently have, which I think fit them quite well with the ability to take extra fall damage and such like that, I do think they should incorporate one last ability from them, from the Ovis. And this is an ability a lot of people just don't even realize the Ovis has. The Ovis has the ability to go right up this rock wall without even worrying about it. Right up it. I think that is absolutely something they should give to the Sabertooth. I don't think they should give them the ability to climb onto trees or climb onto rock walls and latch onto them or anything like that, but I do think that if they gave them the ability to go up a straight cliff just like this, like the Ovis does, I think that would be absolutely amazing for the Sabertooth. All right, so I want to leave this question with you guys. All right, what other things do you think that they should add to the different dinos moving into Ark Survival Evolved? Because right now is the time for us to let our voice be known as it goes into them making the different games and such about how we, the players, we, the people who actually play the game, think that should be on the different dinos. I don't think I want them. I mean, I don't really want them to be overpowered or anything. I just want them to be useful and have a dedicated purpose, so where you don't always have to go towards that Therizino. You don't have to be on the Rex. You don't have to get the Shadow Mane and win. It's not that kind of thing. I think all the different dinosaurs and all the different mammals that they have in Ark Survival Evolved should have a dedicated purpose, and I think it could be really, really cool if they added a bunch of different things to the currently available ones. Now, if there's other ones that you guys want me to cover, leave them in the comments down below. You know, I'm not just doing just Sabertooths. This is the first one, and I think that this is the one that I wanted to say the most, but there are quite a few, actually, other dinosaurs that I think they could either add on to or alter as they're moving into Ark Survival Ascended and Ark 2. So hey, I hope you guys enjoyed the video. I hope you you liked it. If you did, make sure you click that like button. If you're new around here, subscribe. And then also, if you agree with what I had to say about the Sabertooths, leave it in the comments down below. If you disagree with what I had to say with the about the Sabertooth, leave it in the comments below. I want to get a conversation going, and I appreciate everybody's participation. So hey, I hope everybody has a good day, and take it easy, everybody.